countdown thing?
Yeah, just give me a second. I'm going to get it over here set. I'm doing the countdown thing. Here we go. Well, everybody, welcome. Of course, I'm Doc G, and this is the mayor of Rock and Roll and Friends, and here he is, our mayor, Sal Serchia.
Yeah, baby. How we doing? Brother Gene, tonight we got a great show, folks. Tonight we got, well, this is a special show because the man behind the scenes, the man who runs the whole show, without him, there is no show. The man who's behind all the gadgets and putting up the people's comments. And, you know, we're talking about him tonight, our very own Gene Pierro, and also known as Doc G. For many, many years, 28 years, he's had this show going on. He's had so many famous, big-name people on the show. I'll talk all about that. Fran wanted me to personally tell you that she apologized that she was not able to do the show tonight due to working too much and not getting enough rest. She had to get some sleep tonight because she was only on 1 hour sleep. She has 2 jobs. So, Fran, don't worry. You're with us. Even though while you're sleeping, you're with us. But anyway, this show is going to be all about, it's focused on Gene, about his music, songwriting. It's been a musician. He plays a lot of different instruments. And Brother Gene, listen, I like you you want the first question? My first question is this. How long ago, when do you remember, what age were you at when you started even playing any instrument or even writing any songs?
Wow, I remember back when I was 7 or 8 years old. I always had this thing about music I loved. I know it was my mother with the big bands, Frank Sinatra, what it was, Italian household. Tony Bennett, Frank Sinatra, all the greats from that time. Listening to her play them on 78s back then, 78s, 33s, and 45s. It was a big thing for me as a kid because I loved the music. I loved it. I fell in love with that music. I loved to hear it. I loved to be part of it. I wanted to sing it, and then I started singing ever after that in the choir with the music choirs at school, and was even going to be in a production of Oliver. But what happened was one of the directors of the band had a heart attack, and they stopped the whole production of Oliver. So I was going to be the Artful Dodger.
Gotcha.
So I thought that was like been good for me, but didn't work out. So
growing up as a kid, what, the 60s, the 70s?
60s.
Okay, growing up in the 60s. So basically in your house, there's a lot of music going. Yeah. Do you have any brothers or sisters who also play the instruments? Nothing? No?
Only child.
Was your mom and dad musicians?
My mother wasn't, but she loved music.
Okay, so that's all you need around the house, loving music.
That's all I needed. That's all I needed. My dad hated music. I mean, he really didn't like anything. He always called it hippie music. But I used to play the Beatles all the time.
Yeah. And now let me ask you something. How many songs have you written since? Like, you have an idea of how many songs you have written?
In the last 3 months, probably over 300 songs.
In 3 months?
Yeah.
Jeez. And 45 years, I think I hit 100.
But see, that's the problem. When you don't do anything for a while and you shut it out, then when it comes back, it's like, oh my God, where did that song come from?
That's a lot.
I just start pulling from my youth and everything that happened to me when I was a kid. And I try to take and usually musicians do this. They'll take their whatever experience in life and create a song from that. And that's what I did.
And let me ask you, we're both songwriters, we're both, musicians a lot.
Well, you're more established than I am, but that's
yeah. I mean, I'm the mayor of rock and roll, so I'm also in the same business as you. But this is your show tonight. But we all have different approaches. Okay, like when you write a song? Do you start writing with the chorus or the verse first, or just the beat? I mean, Michael Jackson writes songs without even playing an instrument. He used to write songs, he used to and create a melody over that. And I usually come out with a chorus first, like, and then I'll work around that. So how do you start?
See, some of my songs it's like I don't ever get the music first. It's very rarely I get the music first. I have the song, I have the title, I already know what song it's going to be, and then I write from whatever I want to put in there to add to it. It's like adding to it. And sometimes my chorus is my song title. Sometimes my chorus is just a song in there, and then I add a different song title because it strikes me as something else.
Right.
It all depends on, as they say, what the musician and songwriter wants is what he gets. It depends on how you look at it from different points of view. I always look at it from a positive, strong point, trying to put a smile on somebody's face and stay happy and stay in a good, positive mood.
Yeah.
Even with relationships, same thing. I had a lot of bad relationships over my life, and my wife will tell you sometime if she, I went out with her whole class from school. I was one of the guys that went out with every girl, and I treated them all nice, but they just weren't the one. They weren't the one for me.
Right.
They were nice.
Yeah.
They were pretty, but they didn't, there was nothing there. So when I just tell you real quick, when I met my wife, I even wrote her a song. I love Sandy, you're the one. When I went with her, it was a total different thing because we had so much in common. I was coming back from another relationship. She was coming back from another relationship. And there we were, bang. 43 years later, knowing her.
Yes.
We're made for each other because nobody else would put up with my shit, and I know nobody else would put up with her shit.
Well, that's it. I mean, you know what? Me and you are so much alike, but I'm the same thing. I mean, I had a lot of girlfriends, and me and my wife are just like you and your wife. It's like, you have to give yourself, you can't have nobody up on your right in your shoulder all day long. You have to be able to be in a relationship where you do your thing, I'll do my thing. There's no jealousy, there's no worrying about things, and that's a good relationship.
Right.
Like my wife, people ask my wife, "Wow, you guys been married a long time?" She goes, "Yeah, that's because we see each other 5 minutes a day." And it's true. That's what a great relation is like when if you're together too much, like the Who song, "Too much of anything, it's too much for me."
You're like ping pong balls. You bang against each other and bang.
Like that game, ping, 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 ping. What was that thing called with the first Atari game that came out?
Oh yeah, which one are we talking about? Yeah,
Pong, right?
Yeah, Pong.
Yeah. So now, also when you now the songs that you write, do you have a studio set up where you actually lay down all the tracks, or do you rent a studio? How do you work it?
Well,
like in other words, when you write, you come up with an idea. Do you just put it on the cassette tape, or do you have like a little studio where you put in some drums and things? Or how do you do it?
I put it right on the laptop and have it
on the laptop.
Yeah, and I don't do. I have a studio, but it's a radio studio, and we use it for productions and movies and TVs, whatever things we're going to do, radio shows, podcasts, whatever you want to call it. And then outside of that, we wanted it to be a recording studio, but I do it at home. So being that I do that at home, I try to make sure that the music I create is here. It's all on my laptop.
Right.
And I don't have a studio. I do use AI.
These days, you don't even really need it. I mean,
I don't have the money.
If people record songs right on the phone.
Yeah, I don't have the money. I mean, if I had to hire somebody to go in there and produce it, I had to hire somebody. I don't have that kind of money. I would have none of this music would ever have been done. None. So I'm 63, going to be 64 in June, this coming June. And I had that mini stroke a couple of years ago, maybe about 10, 20 years ago, something like that. I'm nervous. I want to give what I can to the world, you know, and I also want to make sure that my music gets heard, even though I've never been a musician other than just playing trumpet for years, you know,
right.
And playing guitar and bass guitar and keyboard. That's all.
on that note, do you have any songs queued up that you want to play on the show?
Yeah, I was going to play the one that you guys did for me called Under the Moonlight.
The one on the poster.
One on the poster. We're going to play the song right out of the poster and stuff like that so everybody can hear it. This is called Under the Moonlight. This is on my album called My Life. I have so many more songs I was going to do. I have a Christmas album I'm going to hopefully releasing in November for Christmas. I have like 30 songs on there. I mean, every album has like 30 or 40 songs. I mean, I can't get over it. It's like when I wrote it from the theme, I just kept writing. And it's just like, I don't know.
So these days you could save on the flash drive, you could save thousands of songs.
That's
Back in the old days, you did an album that 10 songs and, that was on the CD, that's 10 songs, But now these days on the flash drive, this big, you could put thousands of songs.
Yeah, and that's the other problem. I mean, it's a good thing because you can save whatever you want, but now you have all that extra space, and it's like, oh, I might as well put stuff on there.
Right. I mean, it's crazy. You want to write more just to fill up the space.
All right, so let me play that for you.
Let's hear it.
All right, here it is. Here, I'll go do it. Set it up. Give me a second here. Hope everybody's out there watching us, listening to us. Here we go.
Walking through the night, stars up high so bright, holding hands so tight under the moonlight. Whispers in the air, moments that we share. We don't have a care under the moonlight. Dance until the dawn with no shoes on. Hearts beat strong under the moonlight. Crickets start to sing in this night of spring. Love's a gentle thing under the moonlight. Dreams we can't deny beneath a velvet sky. Just you and I. Under the moonlight, dance until the dawn with no shoes on. Hearts beat strong under the moonlight. Then you start to sing. In this night of spring, walking through the night.
Right, so it skips it.
So
it's looping. All right. So basically,
looping.
Yeah, that's okay. At least we got some of the song done, but that's good.
And I like that song a lot. I mean, from hearing it on the poster a few times, that's already stuck in my head. So that's a good sign,
Well, yeah, you write, you write from melody, you write from something that's going to be memorable, and you write from something that's going to make sense, common sense.
Definitely got to make sense. It's got to be catchy. And I learned from back in the 80s when that it's good to hit him with the chorus right away. That's why my song Can't Love. Oh, Paul's on there. Hey, Paul, what's up, brother?
Paul, shout out to Paul for making that poster and putting the music on it. Thanks again, Paul. Appreciate that.
He does amazing work. I mean,
you and Sal did a great job on that, and you always do. Thank you so much for doing that. We got to give him a shout out for that because he really does a good job.
Yeah, and he's the posters are so nice and colorful and psychedelic. Like I just
love that.
I'm a real Woodstock kind of guy.
Oh, me too. I
love all that. I always sing in my head the Cream song. So many fantastic colors. I'm feeling a wonderland. Paul said, "You're welcome." Yeah, baby. Yeah,
Thank
Paul.
You,
Paul going to be making a new poster very soon. But that's great that he could actually put. I don't know how he does it, but to actually put the song on the poster, because I was monitoring the poster that we put up, and it shows on my wall how many plays the song got, which is wild.
That's more than Spotify.
Within a few days, it was up to like 200 and something plays in a few days, and then that's good. Got the people are listening to the song on the poster and digging the colorful and all the cool the things that he puts on there, that's catches your eye. So it's like anything else, it's ear candy, eye candy, all together.
Oh, you're 100% right. Yeah, everything works within unison of each other.
Yeah,
all the 5 cents.
That's it. I mean, everything. It's like anything else. It's like you take a salad, and it's just plain. Now you put a little salt, a little pepper, some salad dressing, oregano. Now it's getting all nice and delicious and colorful, and now time to eat it. So that's the same thing like with the poster. You got the song, you got all the colorfulness, you got all the psychedelic stuff going on, and you got the mayor of rock and roll's face.
And the mayor, yeah.
How could you beat that? Yeah,
I can't. Not at all, brother.
So now, what was the other question? I had another question I wanted to ask you.
Sure.
I have a lot of questions I want to ask you. Now, you said I asked you earlier. Like now, I was getting back to a full circle. What I was saying. I learned early on that it's good to hit them with the catchy chorus right away. Well, when you have a record deal and you already have 20 million fans, it's okay to have a 5-minute introduction before the song even starts. But people like us who want our songs to be heard, catch them, grab them right away. No million guitar solos coming in. Just like my song "Can't Love Without You." 1, 2, 3. Can't love without you. Can't love. So follow the bouncing ball. You're singing along at the very beginning. So is that you? Do you think that way when you write? Do you think about?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd better catch them quick before they lose interest.
Yeah. In fact, a lot of my songs are like that. They'll have the melody before the whole structure of the song.
Right. In other words, you have the chorus. You start with the chorus in a lot of them.
Because that sets you up for what you're going to be hearing in the song, and it's just, to me, it's a great way to get your music, like you said, get that song right out there. You're not waiting for an intro. You're not waiting for a piano or a keyboard intro, anything. It's there. But there are songs that I like a nice guitar intro, keyboard intro.
Absolutely. I mean, in terms of who's that? What is Paul saying there?
Sabrina Carpenter's Espresso song is just
my God. Everybody's in love with Sabrina Carpenter. I had never even heard of her, right? And I see a picture, and I was in the store, Stop and Shop, and the picture of the magazine. So who's this? I go to my phone. I mean, the phone must be picking up whatever we think, because I go to my phone, all of a sudden, Sabrina Carpenter. I said, that's the girl I just saw in the magazine in the store. Then I go on YouTube, and there's all these videos. Then there's the video called Please, Please, Please. I'm sure Paul knows the song. I don't know if you know the song.
No, I've never listened. The first time I heard of her.
Oh, my God. She's absolutely gorgeous. She's been around since she was a little kid. I mean, she made hit songs when she was 13, 14. Now she's, in the 20s. And this is what really freaked me out. I watched the video, Please, Please, Please. They filmed it in Staten Island. And all of a sudden, I see my friend Tony. Yeah, see, Paul agrees. My friend Tony, that I worked with in movies. Not Tony, my friend Peter. I call him Tony because he reminds me of my Uncle Tony. But my friend Peter is in the video. And also the guy Tom that I've worked with is in the video. And the video got 125 million views. You believe that, Gene?
Wow.
125 million views.
That's amazing.
Paulie, you got that, Paulie? That means my friend Pete is getting this kind of exposure in this video. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's amazing. So, but she's been around a long time. Now, getting back to what you said, Gene, people like us, absolutely, we've been around for a long time. So now we're not looking for a record contract, but there's not even a record contract.
I don't want
so
that.
You can write with a 5-minute guitar introduction. What is Paul saying? Yes, exactly, he says.
Thank you, Paul.
You can write with a long introduction because we're only doing it for our own enjoyment. But back in the 80s and the 90s, if you were trying to get signed by a record company, you had to grab them right away. And if they didn't like what they heard in the first 30 seconds, they would turn it off. They wouldn't sit there and listen.
That's true.
Experiences I had, Now, when you also when you were like the song we just heard, are you using like obviously you're not having a band playing, you're using a drum machine, bass.
With AI, here's the way AI works. The way I use it, okay, I'm the producer. I tell AI what I want. I say if I want a bass, a strong bass, hard bass, low bass, brush drum, whatever, you tell it what you want in the song. Then you create that from that. You're the producer of your song. You're the creator of your song. So you tell it. Other people just click it and go. I don't play that game. I want it to sound the way I want it to sound. I want it to sound, whether I want it to sound country or I want it to sound rocky or I want it to sound with a little bit of like more strings, lush in it. I can do that. I can't do that if I'm in the studio because I have to rent all these people. That's the thing.
So now now this makes perfect sense to me now because when you said you wrote like 300 songs in 3 months, I was like, how could you do that? So with this thing that you're talking about, it's definitely possible. See, I'm not familiar with this thing. Right. So you could write a song in 2 seconds with this. What's it called? AI?
AI, artificial intelligence. I didn't believe it. One of my music friends said, you got to try this. He says, well, I said, why? Because he says, dude, you will actually create songs. And he's right. He's absolutely right. I'm like, are you kidding me? When I heard the first one I did, I'm like, oh my God, I'm hooked.
That's incredible.
I got to do this. I mean, like I said, I'm not getting any younger. I don't have the money to go in a studio. I don't have the money to pay anybody, start an album or anything like that. But I can create good music through this. I'm going to do it.
That's amazing. Now you just freaked me out. This is a whole new world. Now
it is a whole new world.
Yeah, because I am not familiar with this AI. This is what freaks me out even more. I just learned about this AI thing recently. Now, on TikTok, I was talking to, I thought it was Eric Roberts, because Eric Roberts is a friend of mine. I've got him in 3 movies with me, okay? Yeah. So all of a sudden, there's a TikTok by Eric Roberts, and then it's him talking, saying, hello, fans, it's me, Eric Roberts. I made this page for my fans. It's not a thing, it's me, Eric Roberts. And it was weird the way he said it, but it's a brother Eric, and he started talking to me. And we chatted for like 2 weeks. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, I'm talking about, Eric, remember when I got you in this movie and we did this scene? He went, yeah. He said, then it hit me when 2 weeks later, he said, he started asking me for money.
Oh,
I said, wait a minute. Eric Roberts is asking me for $500. The guy's he's loaded. Why would he be asking me? So I emailed his wife, because I know Eliza, his wife as well. I said, Eliza, and also Eliza's son, which is also a musician. I said, I'm talking to Eric Roberts. I sent her the page. I said, is this him? She said, absolutely no. And he says, AI. I said, he creates like a robot of him. So in other words, it's somebody else talking, but it's his face.
Yep.
I can't believe it. This is freaking me out, this AI thing. So you could write 300 songs in a month with this thing.
My proof is right there. I mean,
I
didn't believe it either.
Is that you singing? Yeah, right?
My voice, yeah.
So what do you do when you do your voice? Did you put it like you can make it go higher or sing in lower, higher keys? I don't get it.
The way AI works is me talking.
Okay.
It takes my voice, enhances the singing on it, and then creates the song the way I want it to.
Holy cow! Now this is
if I want it a little bit higher, like Frankie Valli, or I want a little bit lower, like like Roger Miller, it'll do that. It'll put any voice in it. It'll take my voice and make my voice sound like that.
That's why a few times I'm listening to the post, I said, damn it, it doesn't sound like Gene. It sounds like almost like Steve Perry. I can't even picture Gene singing like this. But I mean, it's possible that you could sing really good like that, but what you're doing that's what now will make sense to me. Why?
Well, but the thing is, I did sing like that.
Right, but you were able
voice, I wish was still like that.
No, you used to sing like that. Even me, I can't do those high notes no more. What does Paulie say?
You do the best you can.
No. Now what I do
almost
is
like the dragon. You talk, types.
It's almost like the dragons.
Yeah,
that's right, Paul. And it freaks me out because I'm so old school and I like this thing. I got to learn how to do this thing, but I would love to sing and make myself even higher singing.
Oh my God.
I would sound like Steve Perry over here, Even Steve Perry can't hit his own notes anymore. He'd probably start using that. But like me, what I do is I'm so old school. When I take my songs and let's say I make a TikTok video, I'll play my songs, but I'll go in the lower keys. I mean, I used to do my song "Carry On" in E. Right. I mean, back in the 80s and the 90s. Now I have to do it in G or D. I can't do the high. So I sing it instead of going singing high. Oh, it's been a long, long time. Almost talking voice, but singing and talking.
Yeah.
Like even Elvis. Elvis didn't sing like Steve Perry. Elvis was incredible, but he was a deep voice singer. So he would do, "Oh, just a little bit your teddy bear," But then he would belt it out in like "My Way" and those kind of songs, and I'm hurt and all that. But this thing is freaking me out. You just blew my mind tonight, totally.
A lot of my friends that are musicians that are really accomplished musicians, they don't appreciate this. And listen. I can totally understand what they mean because you're taking jobs away from people. You're doing it. I get that, but they don't really understand the situation here. I'm not a young guy. I don't have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of time.
Right.
These are my 3 motivating factors. Why not? Can I do it?
Yeah.
And the thing is, I can. So I'm do it.
Why not? Yeah, you're still creating the song.
And I can still sing some of them songs.
Yeah,
I sing them in the car. My wife says, "Oh, you sound just like the song now." It's like, "Oh yeah," because I'm singing it all the time.
You start singing it all the time, and you start following.
Remember, it's my voice. It's still my voice. It's just enhanced.
Right.
It's not like what's it called? The auto tune.
Right.
It's my voice. I just enhanced it. I can do many character voices. I've done them in the past. I've done tons and tons of characters like from cartoons. My good friend Rick Sellers, he's a guy that's been doing the General for years, does Transformers and all these other character voices. He's been doing it for over 40 years, and he knows what he's doing. Well, yeah, they call it auto-tunes, but it's not auto-tunes. It's not auto-tuning my voice. It's my voice.
Right. I see Paul was just saying also called auto-tunes. Paul knows about this stuff too. Yeah. You guys are both freaking me out tonight. But Paul obviously knows everything you're talking about.
But the thing is, like you said, I wish I could go in the studio and go record this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to do that.
Yeah. But you know what? These days, even the studios, I know so many friends of mine that had nice studios that are out of business because people recording, now the phones that we have might as well be just a studio because people can record full songs on their phone.
I got a friend of mine just contacted me the other day. He wants to be a gaffer in one of his movies. He's shooting on his iPhone. He says, "I don't have money for a camera. I'm shooting on an iPhone."
Yeah. Well, did you ever see that movie Tangerine?
No. I heard about it though. I heard about it.
It won all kinds of awards. The whole film was filmed with an iPhone 5. Not even the ones we have now. The ones from like 10, 15 years ago. iPhone 5.
Yeah.
He did the whole movie. It's called Tangerine. With his phone, and the movie won all kinds of awards. Just Google it later when you're off the air or whatever.
Oh, I did hear about it, but I never saw it.
I never saw it either. But I mean, for it to win awards, it had to be done very well. And these phones are incredible. I mean, even when your show, when I watch the show we're doing right now on my big screen TV, even on the phone, it's the quality is incredible. I'm like, wow, man. The quality.
Yeah, we're not living in the 60s anymore, Paul. Really, we're not. I mean, I can't believe it sometimes either. I mean, I'm listening to my radio station at night by my bedside, on Alexa and Google. I mean, I told my wife I still can't get over that. It's my radio station that's playing out to the world everywhere, all over the place, and I'm listening to my radio station all over the world on Alexa and Google.
Yeah.
And I still can't get over that. It's like, I don't believe it.
Because internet radio, I sometimes I can't believe that regular radio is still in business. What's Paulie saying?
That is true.
Same of the Rocky movie was filmed with a handheld camback. I didn't know that in the 70s.
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't know that, Paul. And my friend Joe Spinell was in that movie.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, Joe Spinell. He played Tony Gazzo. Remember? Rocky worked for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Spinell. I found him when he passed away in his apartment. I found him dead. But that's another story for another show.
Another show.
What happens is
We
got some-
interviewed what's his name? The one that played the brother in that. You know it, who it is.
Oh, Bert Young, right? Bert Young.
Not Bert. No, not
Paulie? He
yeah,
played
what's Paulie's name?
Paulie, yeah, Bert Young.
Was
He
it Bert
played
Young?
he played Adrian's brother, no?
Yeah, Bert Young. That's it. That's
Bert
it. Yeah, we interviewed him years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, Bert Young, I met him a couple of times. Yeah, he was a very moody guy. He was nice at some point. And sometimes he didn't want to be bothered with nobody. But that's, that comes with age, I guess, Anyways,
Some of them get really cranky when they get older.
Yeah.
I told my wife, if I'm going to be cranky, I don't want to live.
Oh, man.
I want to be cranky. I want to smile every day and be happy for everything I got. Anytime I got it, be grateful for it, and that's it.
That's right.
If I'm going to be miserable about it, I don't even want to wake up.
Exactly. I mean, every day I would wake up, I put my feet on the ground and say, thank you, God, for another day. And
there you go.
Be the best father, the best husband, the best friend, right. Cool with everybody, kind to everybody. And let's start this day off right. Now you can look in the mirror and say, okay, I got two choices. I could be miserable today or I could be happy. Well, being miserable is kind of stupid to be unhappy. So I might as well just be happy and put a smile on my face.
There you go.
And don't get me wrong, a lot of times there's people that drive you crazy. And sometimes, it's like you could be in a great mood and the stupidest thing will happen while you're outside. And you get also just yelling at somebody, which I don't want to be that kind of person. Now, also, besides just writing songs and you have all this stuff, you've had the radio show for how many years?
Well, the radio station I've had. I've done radio shows called Doc G's Weekend Oldies, which was my weekend variety show that I used to do almost every weekend on other stations too. So I was on 5 different radio stations. But I've had the radio station for over 29 years.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been a long time. And people don't understand. When I first had the freaking small computer, it was rough, man. The thing would break down like 2 or 3 times a week, 2-3 times a month, buying a new computer just to get back on the air. It was expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, this one computer I've had now for over maybe 5 years, 10 years. Haven't had any problems with it. Got a big hard drive, so I got a lot of music on there. Your music, everybody's music on there.
Yeah. I sent you a lot of my tunes.
Yeah.
You have any other songs of yours you'd like to play of yours right now?
Geez, there's so many right now. I don't know.
Okay, no, that's all right. Well,
let's just talk. Let's just talk.
Yeah, we'll talk because I should have actually prepared you to queue up a few more songs, but that's okay. Talking, there's plenty of time to play music on the radio show.
That is my Spotify playlist. If anybody wants to go there, I don't know if they can see it. I can't read it. It's too much. And this is my Apple One here. Where's my Apple One? Here it is. Apple. Yep. There are the 2 I got. And yeah. There you are. So I'm on where am I at?
YouTube, iHeart Radio, right?
YouTube, iHeart, and everywhere else. Just look for me. My name is there. I'm going to be doing a Christmas album. I got, like I said, 30 Christmas songs ready to go. I'll probably get them out in November before Thanksgiving and then get them out so all the music stations can play them. I just sent them to my friend, Mark Lazier. Mark Lazier is interesting about Mark Lazier. Mark Lazier is a guy that I met maybe 5 or 10 years ago. And I was doing a show in London. And when I say doing a show, I'm here. I'm just still doing a show for London, UK and stuff. And a lot of artists out in that part of the world. And we played a bunch of songs. And what we did was we developed a radio show that it enhanced the song that we were playing, but also enhanced the song that they wrote from that song. What was the influence of the song that you wrote? And then they would give a little paragraph or whatever. We'd read it on the air and play the music, and then they give their distribution links, like their whatever Facebook, YouTube, wherever they were, and their website. And they get a lot of people to go there and check it out. So the show is very successful. So we do that about with 10 artists through the one show. But Mark was one of them guys that I've known from there, and I used to play his music and still do. Many of the artists I play are independent local artists, from areas like New York or all over the world, really. But a lot of them, people don't understand. An independent artist doesn't mean they're just independent starting out. They can be independent from a band that they were in years ago. Right. And now all of a sudden they become an independent artist because there's no artist with them. Right. They're by themselves. So they become an indie artist. That's why we did what we did. So my good friend Phil Hatton over there in England, who's Jeff Lynne from ELO's best friend, played on all the albums with Roy Orbison and and the Traveling Wilburys. He was in the background of that. He did a lot of different things for Jeff and helped him out. Well, Phil is with two guys from the band called Sweet. And, Sweet, Little Willie, and
Box on the
Run, and all the great hits they had. Love Is Like Oxygen. Well, these two guys formed a band called Welshman's Hill. And I asked him, what's Welshman's Hill about? And he says, it's just it's about 2 or 3 guys from the Welsh area of London playing music, and their music is incredible. So I started playing, and then before you know it, he's got me everywhere. He's got, this is the first station that ever played us. And I really appreciate when people do that. So Mark is like that. So Mark hears my music and he says, wow, he says, it's really, really good stuff. I'm going to start playing it on my shows that are on 8 different radio stations. And I'm like, oh, great. Thanks, Mark. So I'm getting inundated by all his friends now reaching out to me saying they like my music. They want me to be interviewed. They like the songs. They want to know how I wrote them, just like you wanted to know. So again, what goes around comes around, that karma, good karma always creates good karma. And guys like Mark and the people like I know, like you, I've known, like I said, I've known you for a long time. We've talked in the past, and we were going to do stuff way back, but we never did. So
you've been wanting to do a show, and we always would talk about it, and then it wouldn't happen. But I remember why. Also, a long time ago, what was a country singer, Lee Newton?
Lee Newton, yeah.
Remember, I joined in on that conversation.
Yes, you did,
and all that stuff. Is that Lee Newton now? No, who's that?
That's my buddy John Slover. John Slover had a trivia show with us for a while, and he's a good guy too. He works with my good friend Frank Todd that does Frank Todd's Top 20 that we play on the overnight. And he has a lot of great songs on there because he picks all the different decades and different years.
John?
No, his friend Frank.
Oh, his friend Frank. Okay.
Yeah.
Peace, brother John, my man. There we
go. John's a good guy. I've known John. We've known John for a couple of years now. We've also gone to his parties. His 4th of July parties. We had fun there, and he's a good guy, real good guy. Enjoy his time, enjoy his his company. Good guy.
Is John also a musician?
I don't know, John. Are you a musician? I never knew that. I never knew if he was or not. But let me go back to when I was playing the trumpet. So I started playing the trumpet. I always liked bands like Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Chicago.
Great.
He just sings. And I always wanted to put together a band like Blood, Sweat, and Tears in Chicago, or Lighthouse, the great brassy bands, or even what P.F. Sloan did with the Grassroots.
Right.
A lot of brass, intros and outros and melodies and stuff in the background. So I like to create songs like that. And being that I played the trumpet, I love bands like that. So I wanted to do that. So I just kept playing music. I was with the stage band for a lot of the schools. I was in a marching band. And then I just did it on my own for a while. And to make a long story short, I was offered this position to be on the Tonight Show band. I don't know if I told you this story, but I was offered to be on the Tonight Show band. I'm 14 years old playing baseball. I didn't know if it was even real. I'm like, yeah, I don't think my parents, number one, would let me go. And number two, I don't think I'm strong enough or old enough to go. Or he said, the reason why we like your music, because he said, you're loud. He said, a lot of trumpet players, they play notes, but they're not loud enough. He said, you're loud. You have a lot of, because I didn't smoke, so I have good lung capacity. And my wife's home. So I'm talking to Sal. This is about me, the interview. So the story is, Sal, the situation was, he asked me to be on the Tonight Show band to go see Ed Shaughnessy and be with the Doc Severinsen and everything like that. And I didn't believe him. I just like, nah, I can't be. It was a friend of mine, best friend of mine, is I think brother-in-law, or is one of his aunt's husband. So it might have been an uncle. But he asked me, and I'm like, I can't believe it. So the next night on the baseball, I go home and I see he's playing tenor sax in the freaking Tonight Show band. And he asked me to be in the Tonight Show band. And I said, no. I'm like, I was only 14 years old. What was I supposed to do? But I turned that down. And I always forget, why did I turn that down? Why did I turn that down?
Oh man, when we're young, when we're that kind of age, we turn a lot of good things down that we don't.
Well, I had two options because I was also offered a baseball scholarship before I hurt my arm. I was a pitcher and I was striking everybody out. Again, I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, I didn't do drugs, and I was a strong pitcher. I could throw a fastball really fast. I could throw a good curveball, but then they had me start throwing sidearms, and it pulled my muscle, and then there goes that career. So 2 careers gone in less than a year.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. It's like especially when you're young, I mean, I remember me, I had gotten so many offers to do certain things, and I wasn't even that young, and I turned things down that I should have turned down many times. So we it's all about choices,
I know.
It's all about choices. But in your situation, you wanted to play the thing, but your arm got messed up.
Yeah.
And
I wanted to play trumpet too, though. I loved to play the trumpet. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, especially because you grew up, like you said, Blood, Sweat, and Tears in Chicago. Those are great bands. I mean, you know what? It's the trumpets that make everything sound so full too. I like that full sound.
Well, I might get a digital sax for Christmas. I'm asking. I said, give me a digital sax for Christmas because they have the digital saxes now.
And the keyboard too.
Well, not the keyboard, but the digital sax because I want to recreate that sound because my lip is gone. I haven't played trumpet in over 30, 40 years. So my lip is gone. So I want to do it digitally. And if I can play the trumpet that way or play the sax, I always wanted to play the sax, never did. So I have more stuff I can add to my music.
Right.
That I'm doing.
Absolutely. Especially doing that, you could add, these days, just like you said, you could buy these apps or whatever they're called, the programs, and you just play that with your fingers or whatever.
I created a bunch of scores too for movies.
Oh, you know what? I was just going to ask you that. We talked in the past. I remember you briefly bringing that up. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I always liked the Pink Panther, and I like the bass of the Pink Panther.
That's classic.
Yeah, it's classic, but it pulls you in, the drum, and the cymbal. I said, let me create something like that and I called it the Fruit Panther. And I don't know why. It's just one of them things like you said, remember you said psychedelic?
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking. Psychedelic. Like, okay, let's be way out there. Let's reminisce it with the Pink Panther, but call it the Fruit Panther. So
the Fruit Panther.
And stuff like that. I love playing around with stuff like that and then creating something. And some of the songs I created, at first when I heard them, I'm like, nah, I don't like that. Then when I heard it like in another month or so or 2 weeks, I'm like, oh my God, I really love that song because I wasn't ready to accept it.
Right. I know that feeling. Believe me. I know exactly what you mean with that.
This needs this needs that. And I'm like, no, it don't need anything. It's perfect. It's good just the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I've written songs back early, like 1980. And at the time it was like, and I listened to them now. I said, this is really a good song. I really like it. And back then you didn't think it was good enough, but you listen to it now. I like it. And I know exactly what you're talking about. See, this is a good show because we both have the same kind of mind when it comes to music.
Yeah.
So I know exactly where you're coming from. So everything makes perfect sense. Other people might be listening and say, what are they talking about? But
that's another thing too. I want to say about some of the songs that I do. 2 or 3 songs are supposed to reminiscent of a nice, when I remember in the 70s when we used to go to weddings with my family and other families are at the wedding and they hear this beautiful, whether it's a love song or a beautiful song that's at the wedding and everybody, just feel so great about the song and they just enjoy it. And then everybody sings it. Everybody wants to dance to it. Everybody knows it. That's what I wanted to create. I want to create that feeling, that vibe, and that way of people having that feeling, even if they weren't born in the 60s and 70s, but to have that feeling of being born in the 60s and 70s to feel that.
Yeah, get that feeling in there. Now, coming full circle from what you're talking about, you were talking about who's that? That Paulie, a good jazz fusion group in the what are they called?
Rippingtons.
Rippington. Oh, gee, I can't even read that. Mine's so blurry. Even if I could read it, I can't even read that word. Rupee tunes?
No, Rippingtons.
Rippingtons. Oh, okay. Yeah, you started talking about that you have some music in movie scores, which came to the Pink Panther, and then we went to a different story. So let's get back to the movie score stuff.
That's me. That's what I do.
I do the same thing. I go from one thing to another. I do that on every show. I'm like, but you know what? I said, I got to stop doing that. And I figured Gene just did what I always do on every show. Let me correct that moment.
You know what it is? It's you got so much time and you have so much information that you want to get out. And it's just like, I want to touch this, I want to touch that, you know.
Right.
And you just you want everybody to hear everything.
Right. And that's why I've done many shows. And I would say, we need to do about 20 shows before I can touch a lot of shows. There's no way you can. That's what happens. We start with one thing and we'll just go to another. But that's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. I do it all the time. So you do have some songs in movies?
Yeah, no, when I say I wrote the scores that I want to be in movies.
Oh, okay.
So now it's my job to pitch them, to get them into movies that people are looking for. You know, whether it's a little bit of slower, a little bit, whatever kind of vibe they want. That's what I try to create, different vibes.
You got to start doing that. Who keeps giving me the thumbs up? Where's that thumbs up coming from?
I don't know. I'm looking
at so weird. Do you see the thumbs up showing up?
And then I always see confetti or balloons at the end. I don't know how you do that.
That's not me doing it.
Somebody.
I always thought it was you shooting the balloons.
No, I don't know how to do that. I can't do that.
Wait a minute. Are you serious? You thought I was doing it?
Yeah, I don't know how you did it. You did it every time.
No, I thought it was you at the end of. Maybe it's my phone.
Oh, he says it's him.
Oh, it's Paul?
How you doing it, Paul?
Paulie, how do you do that? You were doing the
thumbs
thumbs up?
Long Cassidy's.
We are. Oh, my God. So, Paul, you've been doing the confetti and the balloons, but I always thought it was Gene. I thought you had some kind of thing you were pressing on your end, and then that was the end of the show. So Paulie's been doing it.
Oh, Paulie.
That is unbelievable. I was seeing the thumbs ups and like balloon frames. Where's that coming from? I thought it was a glare from behind me or something. A ghost is giving me the thumbs up. Some ghost is in here.
Oh, no, I don't
know. I'm
know.
Get creeped out.
He said it's on the screen. It's not on my screen. I can't see anything.
It's on the screen, he said. It's on the screen.
You have to show me where, because I've never seen it before.
Paulie, you're killing us over here. Show us some more of that. Do that again if you can.
You got an amazing screen, then. What kind of phone you got?
Yeah, I thought it was you. I said, why is Gene giving me thumbs up?
Look, my hands are here. I can't do anything. So I'm not doing it, I swear.
I know, I believe you, but I never knew it. I always thought it was you.
And I thought it was you. Like, how's he doing it? It's by the type.
That's funny, man.
You mean it's on your phone, Paul? By the type? Where you type and then you have like emojis and different things, that type of thing?
That's what it must be doing. That's amazing. That's why he knows how to create those beautiful posters.
He's good, yeah.
Because I don't know how to do that.
Yes. He says yes.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Paulie, you got a question? Ask Gene a question.
Yeah, you got a question. Ask me a question. You got a question for me, Paul? Anybody else out there got a question for me? I'm here. I am available for questions.
Paulie's ready for a question. I think he's going to probably type one.
I get one question all the time. How do you stay married to the same person for 33 years? Sandy, you want to answer that? You want to answer that, Sandy?
I don't know, but
answer that because I don't want to get in trouble for answering.
No trouble. The show's we're having too much fun on the show to get into trouble. We'll
No,
have to call.
she knows. Look,
We'll have to call.
She knows
We'll have to call her Barry Manilow. You know, let's say Barry. You know,
Did he get the thing? By the way, do you know?
I sent it to Jerry. He said he sent it to him. So who knows if he's seen it yet? I'll ask
He
Jerry.
wants to hear one of my songs. I can play one more song for you, I guess. Give me a second to find it.
And while you're finding that, you know, you have all these songs. You really, you know, being you're on Facebook and Instagram. I got some songs and movies because I just wrote anybody looking for songs for independent films, for the credits, for beginnings, openings, and I have gotten a lot of songs out there in independent films. So I mean, you have all these songs. You got to start doing that. You know.
Oh yeah, never gonna stop doing it. You know that.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying, but put that out there, like on Facebook, saying, "Hi, my name is Gene." You know, and anybody out there looking for songs for their movies, you know, short films or whatever, and you'll probably get a lot of people who would want to use a lot of your stuff.
Oh yeah, probably right. Hold on a second. Let me play this for Mr. Paul. Give me a second here. Hope you can hear this, Paul, because I'm going to play it for you. Just give me a second to find it.
Something that started sounded good with guitar.
I know, yeah. I just want to make sure it's playing. Okay, here we go. See, this is one of them songs that I created for like that 70s vibe. Wedding song type of thing.
Saw you standing there, couldn't help but stare. Your smile hit me like a summer breeze. Eyes met in the crowd, heartbeat got so loud. That moment so sweet, lost myself in your feet. You held me, I held you. Heart dancing in the glow.
I like it.
You held me, I held you. Never let you go. Late night city lights, walking side by side, your hand in mine, made the stars align. Whispered words so true, feels like deja vu. In a world so vast, found my love at last. Feel the rhythm rise on the moonlit sky. Echoes of our song where we both belong. Saw you standing there, couldn't help but stare. Your smile hit me like a summer breeze. I've been in the crowd, heartbeat got so loud. That moment so sweet, lost myself in your feet. Feel the rhythm rise on the moonlit sky. Echoes of our soul, where we both belong. Saw you standing there, couldn't help but stare. Your smile hit me like a summer breeze. I've been in the crowd, heartbeat got so loud. That moment so sweet, lost myself in you.
Love Sal. He's awesome.
Yeah. Wow.
Not over yet.
I like that. That was a good tune, brother.
It's got that fade out and it comes back in.
By side, your hand in mine, made the stars align. Whispered words so true, feels like deja vu. In a world so vast, found my love at last. Feel the rhythm rise on the moonlit sky. Echoes of our soul, where we both belong. Whispered words so true, feels like deja vu. In a world so vast, Now my love at last, you rhythm rise on the moonlit skies, echoes of our song, where we both belong. Saw you standing
And then it
there,
repeats, fades out.
couldn't help but stare. Your smile hit me like the summer breeze.
There you go. And it ends. There you go. There you go.
Brother. That was good. And I'm not just trying to make you feel good. That was very good.
Well, again, here's the thing. I wrote the songs. I produced the songs. I created the songs, right? Didn't always think I was going to be singing them. I'm trying to get these in movies and TV. And I'm trying to get people like Jelly Roll, big people that want these kind of songs, to bring them out and put them in there. That's what I want. I want production rights. I want, publishing rights. I don't care about the songs, really. I mean, I'm glad they touch people. I'm glad they feel that, but that wasn't my intention. My intention was just to write something that would be placed somewhere else with somebody else, just like they did in the Eagles. That guy that did it for the Eagles for many years is a good friend of mine. He wrote Tequila Sunrise. Great, beautiful song. Lion Eyes with Don Henley. Yeah. And amazing music, right?
Oh, I know those songs very well. I see right over there.
That's what I'm trying to do. Give it to somebody else. Let them take it. Let them take it to the next level. Let them take it all the way to the top. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm 63. I don't care about that. I just want to, I want to create something out there for somebody else. And that was my intention. I wasn't really going to say I was going to sing these, which is that one guy told me, he's like, I want you to start singing these. I said, yeah, I can sing them, but I don't know if I want to.
Yeah.
That wasn't my intention.
Absolutely. No, I know exactly where you're coming from. I mean, even me throughout the 80s and the 90s and even the 2000s, I was doing it on my own. But my mistake was back in the 80s when I was hanging out with all these famous rock stars, I was trying to get a couple of them to do some of my songs back then. Even I remember giving a tape to Billy Squire, and then he listened to it and he told me, Sal, this stuff is good, but it's not really in my style. Joe Lynn Turner from Rainbow, I gave him stuff. So many people I gave stuff to, but I do have quite a few young artists out there. Wow, you
don't look 63. Thank you.
And do I look 64?
You don't look 64.
Natural Black for Men works like a charm.
You look young, my brother. You look young.
It's the Natural Black for Men.
Hey, I don't care about your secrets. You still look young.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, and even till now, I'm still sending out my Christmas songs to people in Nashville, hoping that somebody will record it.
Right.
That's why when I saw friends of mine in that Sabrina Carpenter video, I was like, oh God, why couldn't I have been in that video so I could have met her and say, Sabrina, I have two beautiful Christmas songs. They would be great for you, And it's just wrong time, wrong place, right time, wrong place.
Here's the thing. You never know.
I look 49, he said.
46.
That's even better than 49. Why not 45, brother? Why is 46?
You're only as young as you feel.
I always say you're as young as the woman you have your arms around.
Oh, well, I got a 30-year-old here. That make you feel good, hon?
Yeah.
There you go.
She just had a birthday, so that makes her feel good.
Oh, when was your birthday?
When was your birthday? I know when it is. I want her to tell you.
October 22nd.
Oh, wow. My wife is the 6th, October 6th.
Oh, 6th.
Look at that. And my birthday was November 1st, just the other day.
So is she a Libra? Yeah, happy birthday. I think I told you. Is she a Libra?
October 6th. Is that Libra?
I don't know.
I think so. Because I'm the last day on Libra. Then
I don't know. I forget what. This is terrible. I think she's upstairs and doesn't know. I don't even know what zodiac. What do you call them? Zodiacs?
Yeah. I think Virgo is Virgo, and then Libra.
He just reversed it. I like that's funny. Paul, that was funny.
Eyesight, forget about it. It's terrible.
Oh, my eyesight. My eyesight's getting better because here's the thing. My eyesight was actually getting worse for a while. So now I'm doing exercises. Remember, your eyes are a muscle. You must strengthen your muscles. And all you do is this, back and forth, up and down with your eyes, just your eyes. strengthen your muscles, and then you'll see the eyes get better. It doesn't take much.
You know, it's weird that you're talking about that. All my life, I never wore glasses. And then when I became like 55, I wore glasses.
Yeah, me too.
And now I might see clearer without my glasses. Like I got my glasses right here. And if I put them on, you guys look all blurry.
Me too.
Yeah. So it's like weird. In my old age, my eyes are changing.
Your eyes may be getting better, but you got to give them the nutrients they need. One thing I learned about life is if you don't have the proper nutrients, you're not going to be able to survive. Like a lot of of my friends are not here anymore because they just didn't eat right. I mean, I ate pasta my whole life and, Italian dishes, mangiare, my grandmother and, everything that was there I ate. But I ate a lot of Italian lunch meat.
Yeah.
And a lot of brajol and, you know what I'm talking about.
Of course. Anybody got to come down?
Okay. I said the Girl Scouts are here tonight. I told her you said the Girl Scouts are there tonight.
The Girl Scouts are all upstairs tonight.
Oh, they have.
So I'm doing it down.
No, dude,
I actually might be doing the show down there all the time. I kind of like it.
It's nice.
The lighting is nice.
Yeah.
There's no interruptions. What time is it? I mean, what time is
It's 10.
Oh, I mean, you've got your lovely wife next to you. I'm sure.
I don't listen. She's the one that tells me because other than that, we're just going to go upstairs and watch TV. I'd rather sit here and talk to you.
Oh, Jesus. Now you're really going to get in trouble.
Unless you want to talk to me.
I just have to make an appointment.
She's got to make an appointment to talk to me.
Yeah. You got to check your schedule.
Here, show your pretty face. Here, show your pretty.
There
face.
she goes.
Like
show your pretty face. Show your pretty face.
Yeah.
That's my
lovebirds. The lovebirds.
She's a sweetheart. Well, you got it. Listen, like remember I told you, if you don't love who you're with, why be with anybody?
Oh, of course. And the great thing is you're both artists in different ways. She writes books. You write music. And she writes
music too. We wrote songs in commercials years ago when we first started out together.
Very interesting.
We worked at a local cable company and we did video. And
I would like to do a short movie though on my book.
She wants to do a short movie. She's got to find somebody to do the movie with her though. That's all.
I have to have a film budget.
About the book?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even need it. You could probably do your own little film with the phone. Make a short film.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, people do it. Especially you could just throw it right up on YouTube. I mean, so many people are doing that these days.
Yeah. I still need though to if it's out of sequence though to be able to have it edited.
Yeah.
Software does that too. It's like he said, software does everything. Animates does everything.
There's the Christmas list. He can get me that.
Sounds good. You have your book nearby. Maybe you want to advertise it a little bit. Still on live.
I can.
The best big dog.
Grab it.
Yeah. Let her get the book.
Yeah, get the book. Put it on the screen there. This way, whoever's watching will see it. And once we're on YouTube, hundreds of people see it. Use your phone and also drawn with a camera. What?
Drawn with a camera. He's right. I told her that many times, but. She doesn't like to do stuff like that because she can barely pick her phone up and answer it. So it's not. I'm just being honest. Being honest. I call her a lot and she doesn't answer her phone. I text her. Sometimes she don't get the text. She pushes the wrong buttons. She can't see. I don't know. I just.
Yeah. And I think we covered a lot on this show.
We did, brother. We did. Yeah.
We covered basically, which I learned a lot tonight too, because I didn't know all this AI stuff, and you could create a song like that and without playing the instruments, without saying, you sing but you make it higher. I didn't know you could do a lot of stuff. So
there's something else that AI does too that I never seen it would do. I created one song. And I created 3 different versions of the song, so I made it an extended version, and I created from a 3-minute song to a different chord change in the middle of it to a different ending, acoustic ending. And it was a 7-minute song. It came out really good. It was supposed to be something like, started out something like between Jimmy Buffett and what was the other song? And another song. Oh, the Eagles.
Mm.
with the same guitar chords, just modified a little bit. And then when I did that, I changed that. It sounded really, really good. And I love the chord changes, the progression of it. And I edited it and changed it and did what I want with it. So
Right.
she's got both books for you.
Okay, put them on the screen. Put them up. Let's see what we got.
Hold on
That's
one
the
second.
For the
hard
world to see.
ones and
Hold on
three.
one second. Let me turn this off real quick. Where the heck is the thing now? Virtual background. Let's see. None. Okay, here we go. Here's the one. Okay, see?
Okay.
Yeah, put it up nice and close. Get the glare out of there. Oh, perfect. Oh, wait a minute. Go the other way. That's it. Perfect.
It's in hardback, paperback, and digital.
Can
Wow.
everybody see that?
Ebook,
It's hard to
yeah.
see the glare. Yeah. Sandy Pierro is the name of the thing.
That's from Ewing Publishing.
That's the one.
.com and on Amazon.
And this is the original first one?
Yeah, this one it's on Balboa Press,
It's about a cat.
Amazon,
About a
and
cat.
Barnes and Noble.
Well, Snowflake, what does it say?
How Snowflake
Finds her
finds
courage.
her courage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, you never know. I mean, sometimes, you just show it on the screen here and you might get a couple of people to buy it, And especially it's going to be on YouTube now. And we've been getting a good 500-600 viewers like within a day or so with the show. I don't know if you noticed. So, I mean, you never know. It's always good to, all you need is, the right person to see it. You never know. You might even get a publishing deal or something like that, or be in Barnes and Nobles type of book and all that. You never know.
Well, she's done that, but she's never. See, the problem with a lot of these companies, and I don't know if other people have this issue, but I'm just going to say this. It seems like when they publish your book, they take most of the rights from your book.
A lot of the royalties.
And whenever you sell your book, they take that money. It's almost like the record companies in the 60s.
Same thing. Yeah.
They steal your money and you created the book. You created everything. They help you publish it. They help you get it out there, but they're taking all the money. And they want you to publish it, get it out there more so they can make more money. But you're not making anything.
I remember one of the guys. Yeah.
Ask the guys from the 60s how much money they made. Ask Felix Cavalier how much money he made writing all them great songs for the Rascals.
Even
and all that.
Even I remember Little Richard saying, "Whoever heard of cutting the penny in half?" He was getting a half a cent.
Half a cent
on his songwriters royalty. They said, "Whoever heard of cutting a penny in half? A penny cut in half."
Crazy,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, he had to sell 2 units to make a penny. 1 unit only made half a cent.
It's crazy. Think about it. It's crazy.
Yeah. So you had to sell how many millions of units to see any kind of money in those days? Imagine. And then I remember in an interview, Little Richard said, "Who the hell ever heard of cutting a penny in half?" He said, "I'd make a half a cent on my songs."
Destiny's Child, they put out I don't want so many records. I'm not a big fan of them, but they're right what they said. The record company loaned them the money to make the record. They owed the distribution. They owed for the video. They owed for this. They had made like $22.5 million. They ended up with nothing.
Yeah.
They lived on like $30,000. It was nothing.
How about Credence?
I mean,
John,
you're talking about a multi-Grammy winning music act that can barely afford to live.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I understand it, but the people out there don't understand that.
I have friends of mine that have 20 albums in stores and never saw a dime from any of them.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Why is that?
It's terrible. I mean, the music business, it really is. I mean, I think the greatest times for the music was the 80s when the MTV first came out.
Yeah.
The bands were becoming all billionaires fast because, even like Billy Idol, Billy Idol's first album had a bunch of hits on it.
Yeah.
But they didn't see a dime from it until the record company recouped all the money they invested. Then once everything was paid off, then he became a millionaire from the second album because now everything was paid off.
Right.
But in the first album, he didn't see a dime. There's 2-3 hits on there. He didn't see a dime because they had to recoup the producers, the posters, the
promotions, right? Promotions.
So there was all these bands. There's bands that I know also that became millionaires just from songwriters. The songwriters, in other words, the rest of the band were not making the money that the songwriter. In other words, that's the Who. Let's say the Who, right? Pete Townsend was a millionaire way before the rest of the band because he wrote the songs. Same thing with the Go-Go's. I remember the Go-Go's. The girl band, the Go-Go's.
Yeah.
Where they the rest of Jane Whelan and Charlotte, they were the songwriters, and the rest of the band was like, how come we're not making the same money you're making? Well, because you didn't write the songs. The rest of the band thinking that they're going to make the same kind of money. No, songwriters' royalties are the big money generator of the music business.
That's right. Right.
The rest of the band, they don't know it. Some bands think, okay, we're a band, so everybody's going to split the money 4 ways. No, songwriting publishing is like the big money generator. That's where publishing, songwriters become rich, and the rest of the band still make good money, but not with like the songwriters.
No, and you're right. It's everybody. It's like a marriage. It should be an agreement that everybody understands that if you're the songwriter, my good friend Alan Parsons, Alan Parsons, right, from all the music he created.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he wrote the songs with Eric Wolfson. He created the music, but all the people in the band, a lot of them, like Godfrey Townsend that was in the band, they're great guys, but they didn't get a lot of money from it. Yeah. They played on the album as studio musicians, and that's the other thing. Studio musicians, the Wrecking Crew. How much money you think they made? They only made money per hour to be at the studio. They didn't make money, even though they were the intros and all the 60s songs, early 60s songs, all the bass lines and everything. Carol Kay, great guitar player, great woman guitar player, bass guitar player, created all them intro lines. I mean, think about it. All these little fills that they added into all these songs, and they didn't get anything for them.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yes. I remember my guitar player was a good friend of mine, Kenny, that he got hired to play on a few records, and I think they paid him like $300, and he wanted to play a little bit more, but it was just like he had to do one little riff, and they just repeated it over. He said, "That's it, and $300." And I remember he had the record in his studio, and on the wall. And I always thought back in those days that whoever was on the record made millions.
Yeah, that's what I always thought. That's what I always thought.
You always see people in movies. You always thought they were millionaires. Meantime, a lot of people did these movies didn't get paid.
Yeah,
they get about being millionaires.
They got the credit. Some got credit, some didn't.
Yeah. Well, if you look like me, I'm lucky I got $1,000 in the bank. And if you look at my network, it says I'm worth like $12 million. You ever look at that on Google? People think I'm a millionaire. They says I'm worth like $9 million. They go by all the stuff that you've done. Movies. Meantime, all the movies I did, I didn't get paid for it.
Right. Isn't that crazy?
They go by that. Yeah, it's incredible. Look yourself up. I think it's called a network, some .com or something network. I forgot what it's called. And it tells you what they think you're worth. That's why every once in a while I get old friends of mine next to me. Could you loan me $3,000? I said, I only have $50 in my pocket.
I'm probably worse than old dish rag.
They think I'm rich. They look at the thing, the networking thing. My mother-in-law knows she goes to that website a lot. I got to find it. I'll send it to you. And probably your name is probably in there. It probably shows Gene is worth $30 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they go by all the stuff that you've done.
Yeah, well, I wish somebody would give me that, but I don't think so.
Yeah. But whenever you want to end the show, you let me know because we're going over. It's up to you. I'm hanging out. I'm
having a good time, Sal.
You're having fun.
I'm having fun.
Might as well let the world have fun with us. I'm hanging out.
Yeah, we'll do a couple more minutes.
No.
You don't have any questions? You want any questions for Sal?
Me? I thought it was your show.
No, I know, but if she has a question for you,
no, then I feel like a celebrity now. Okay,
you're more a celebrity than I am.
Yeah, how'd you get started in the business?
How did you get started in the business?
Oh, what business? How did I get? Oh my God, you got another 3 hours to live? How did I get started? Well, I mean, I just started playing with my brother and jamming in the backyard and became a musician like that. I mean, But in order for me to tell you how I got to where I am, that would take 3 hours. But really, I mean, to tell you how it all started, I'm gonna have to send you a video or something. That's too much.
He's got a lot of stuff. You gotta narrow it down a little bit more.
Yeah. No. But as far as starting as a musician, my brother is 6 years older than me, my brother Tony, and he was a guitar player. And he was playing in cover bands. So back then I was so much younger. And then around 1975, 76, he was playing his guitar, and my friend John Burrow next door to us, he played the drums, and then they jammed in the backyard, drums and a guitar, and I said, oh man, everybody's hanging out watching. So I said to my brother, what can I play to join in? He said, play that, I'll teach you, buy a bass. So I bought a bass, and he showed me a few notes. What did Paul say there?
That would be a 3-part show.
Exactly. Right, Paul? I mean, Paul knows me for a long time. I'm like, but that's basically started jamming. I'll send you videos from 1976. And my brother just would show me a couple of notes. But I guess I had the music in me.
Yes,
So I started picking up real fast. I'll send you a video from 1976, black and white. And you'll see that's how I started. Just jamming, having fun. You could sit there and jam with 3 chords and jam for hours.
And but isn't that the best part about it, though, Paul? Like you said, when you go out and you jam, it's the best part of music because you get to relax and enjoy, and you get to create for everybody else, and everybody's listening and enjoying it too.
Yeah, that's how it was. I mean, we were in the backyard, and all the friends, remember that feeling of when you're walking down the street and somebody's jamming and either in their garage or in the basement, and you're hearing it and you're getting closer and closer. Oh, where's that coming from?
That was me.
So we'd be in the backyard before you know it. There was 20, 30 people coming back then and watching us. So I enjoyed that so much. Yeah, it's a great outlet. Yeah. So they started coming there. That was on 106th Street in Queens. That's where Paul lives in that area, about 2 blocks away. And I was 16 and started playing, and I just didn't stop. And I would never knowing that I would become to where I am, where I started playing all the big major clubs in Manhattan, writing original songs, hanging out with the old rock stars. I became part of that, like a rock star without a record deal, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I would play clubs and have bands opening up for us that were on the cover of Rolling Stone.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. My friend, he used to tell me they were the band Danger Danger. And so he said, Sal, you're packing the clubs, and we have 3 people in the audience because the record just didn't come out yet. And they were on the cover of the Rolling Stone. And, it's just, that's how it is sometimes, It was like Twisted Sister, right? Twisted Sister. They were packing arenas all over the world. And nobody wanted to sign them. My friend Jason Flum from Atlantic Records.
Yeah.
Telling these guys, you got to check out this Twisted Sister. And the record company's like, shut up with them. Well, I don't want to hear about that band. I don't like them. But sure enough, they finally gave them a record deal. And then they had so many hit. The first album they had, We're Not Gonna Take It. We're not gonna take it. And the other one, I Wanna Rock.
Yeah.
They had 3 or 4 hits. And they're doing great. But for a band that was playing around the world and filling up arenas, they still weren't signing, getting a deal. That's happening with a lot of people. Yeah. And that was us. That was me, too. I was playing all the clubs. We were the 3rd highest drawing band in New York City. They had us in the computers. Well, all the clubs had computers, and they keep track of what band draws good so that when they book them, they want a lot of people.
Right.
And we were the 3rd ones at the time,
And what was your band's name at the time?
My band, Crystal Eyes.
Crystal Eyes.
Yeah, Crystal Eyes. Yeah, we were, pretty happening. I mean, I'd be hanging out in the clubs, and guys like Julian Lennon or, Billy Idol. Yo, mate, when you're playing again, we'll come see you, mate. That kind of stuff. And hanging out with guys from Kiss and all these people. And it was magical times.
Yeah. And, it's a musician type of thing. When I was with bands in the early days, and I was either a road crew or I was involved in either the singing or whatever, I loved it. I loved the people's reaction. I loved the comments. I loved being part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I just love being there. I love being part of the band.
Yeah.
If I'm not part of the band, I don't know if I really like being there as much. It's just that it's a musician thing, after the band, you guys sit and talk, and you have a lot of fun.
Yeah, it makes you feel special too. That was the thing about me hanging out like in the China Club, and I'm sitting at the table, and David Bowie's right here, and Sheena Easton's at this table right next.
Oh, that's so cool.
Just the feeling of being part of that whole scene feels so special. Because they know me as Sal Sergio from the band Crystal Eyes. And they come in, hey mate, how you doing? What's going on? You playing this week? Or what's going on? Yeah. So it's like I became part of that whole clique, and it was a great feeling. I felt, special. It was a special feeling, and I can't explain it. It was magical times. It's amazing.
Sometimes I think that too. If I didn't grow up here in the area of Jersey, if I grew up in your Staten Island, Long Island, or any of them areas in New York, my whole life, my career would have taken off a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
Because I would have been around a lot of great people and a lot of great friends that were in the music business or whatever. I never drank or smoked or did anything. So I've always maintained a clean, ambitious, courageous life.
Yeah.
Even when I was with the state police, I mean, all the guys in the state police, they knew that I was a musician. They knew I played, and when I played music when I was working on cars, they knew I knew all the artists. I knew all the songs. I knew the edits of the songs. And that's why they call me Doc G, because it was doctor of music. That one guy said, I'm going to call you Doc G because you're a doctor of music. He said, every time I walk in here, the music is playing. He says, any of it's on the radio. He's like, who it is, where they're from, what year, what song, I mean, it's just something that you learn to keep doing. It's something you love.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, when you love it, when you love doing something, it's like nothing feels wrong about it. It's like that. Nothing could go wrong. I always say when we used to play the gigs and we'd be at the club with the band, I used to tell my brother was in the band with me too, And I used to say, when you're with your friends and you're in this kind of atmosphere, like nothing could ever go wrong. It feels like everything is always going to be great.
The doctor and the mayor, he says.
The doctor and the mayor. He's good, right. Maybe we should start a whole brand new show called The Doctor and the Mayor.
The doctor and the mayor, yeah.
And his wife. The doctor, his wife.
You guys, oh my God. Anyway, we're going to end the show.
Let's call it a night. Yeah. But
Sal, thank you. Again, thank you for what you do. Paul, thank you for what you do to not only promote the artist or what we do on this show. Even though you're the background, you're not the background. You're part of the show and you're part of everything that we create together, Sal. I wish I could have written with you in the past. I think that would have been even more amazing, some of the things that we would have done, but we're not dead yet. So you never know.
You never know. We might create something, maybe people these days, they write songs. They send each other on the emails, a part of the idea they have. And, you could FaceTime. People these days write songs together overseas. They like FaceTime each other and come out with ideas. And, our friends might have done that. It's not too late.
It's not too late.
No, it's only 10:30.
No, I mean, he thinks it's not too late for us to combine and work together.
I know. I'm just joking.
I think that's what he means.
Of course. I was just kidding.
No, but thank you so much for spending time, number one, with me and helping me promote myself, because people, and I tell musicians this all the time, because I'm dealing with all these musicians there at the radio station and part of the shows and whatever. And if you don't promote yourself, who else will?
Oh my God. I used to say that all the time. I said, if you don't promote yourself, who else will? And that's why even me, I became what I became, because I was out there every night with South Pole. Say now. That sound like you got
song for you and Sal, right? Okay.
Yeah. I always used to say, because I used to go out and play the clubs. It was packed. And it wasn't because they put my name up and it wasn't lights or something. It's because I was out there promoting every night, giving out the invitations. Come to my gig. Come to my gig. I'm playing next week. Here, here's the invitation. Fly, putting the flyers up on the trees, and that's how, you promote back in the old days. And now we have these things where you could be seen around the world. Now we're on YouTube, and we'll promote the heck out of the show, and you never know what could happen. So anybody out there watching, Brother Gene has tons of songs. If you want to use any of his songs for movies or commercials, it's out there. We both have songs, so but it's Gene's show, so you got to.
And that's the thing you got to remember too. Even though you wrote songs there in the past, doesn't mean that any can't be relevant today.
Oh no, yeah.
Depending on what type of period piece they're doing or what type of song they're looking for, the genre type of thing. None of that matters, because if they hear something in a song that they like, it could be part of something. Because remember what was that 60s movie that came out? It revised all the old 60s songs again.
Yeah.
Well,
even my song called Can't Love Without You. I don't know if you know. I'll send you the link. I have a SoundCloud link with so many young artists of today that have recorded my song Can't Love Without You in all different styles. Completely different styles, and I'll send you that so you can check out everybody who did it in different styles. Like,
I like to see that. I like to see that.
I'll send it to you. Definitely.
Time capsules are great, he says. Time capsules are great. Yeah. Yeah. Well, again, thanks for being here. Anybody that has any songs, they can always email me at admin, ADMIN, at hamiltonradio.net. That's admin at hamiltonradio.net. If you want any of my music, you can get it anytime you want. But if you want an autograph copy, I'm not doing CDs. I'll do an autographed picture of myself on a flash drive, and I'll send you the songs off my Life album. Then that's a personal thing for you. And I'm only going to charge you with shipping and handling and whatever the album costs, what it would be, like $10, I think. So, if somebody wants that, I can do that for them. But that's me as a musician. My Christmas album is coming out very soon. I was even going to let my wife work on a Christmas song with me before it comes out, so I can have it special for me and her on there. But we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
But thanks for the time and thanks for the exposure.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I mean, without you, there's no show. So
no, without you,
no,
because it's the mayor of Rock and Roll and Friends, and I'm a friend.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't have all these all the technical stuff that you do over there. I just go on the phone. You do all the stuff that's on the screen and all this stuff. But I know what you're saying. It's the mayor of Rock and Roll and Friends, but without you, there is no mayor of Rock and Roll, and there's no Friends.
Anyway, everybody, thanks again for listening.
Thank you, brother.
We're going to close out and say goodbye.
Oh, there goes the confetti. Was that?
It's Paul again. Paul. Paul, do one for me. I've never seen me yet.
Give him the confetti today. Tonight is his night. How come he doesn't do it for you?
I don't know. Maybe it just works on your phone. I don't know how it works.
That's weird. And I always thought it was you doing it. That still freaks me out.
It's okay.
So it just goes to show that Paul has been watching the show every week. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Paul, for what you do. Everybody have a great night. Thanks from the mayor of Rock and Roll, Sal Serchia, Doc G, and Paul. Baby. Say goodbye to everybody.
Cheers, folks. All right.
Take care.
Oh, balloons.
There it is.